Hi you guys, it's Kiosha back with Bookworm Life Forever, and I'm coming back with my March wrap up and my April to be read. As I said before, I am not going to set too many goals, but I am going to show you guys what I would like to read for the month of April. So let's just go into what I read for the month of March. In the month of March, I read 5 books. So the first book that I read was the author that I told you guys about, Jonathan. I said John Kellerman, but his real name is Jonathan Kellerman, and he is comparable to James Patterson and John Sanford. As you know, I told you guys I loved mystery books, so he was a new author that I found. So I read 3 of his books. I started from the beginning to now. I think he has like 30 books, so I'm starting on the first. So I've only read 3 of his books, and I plan to read more. So the first book I read was When the Bough Breaks. Okay. And so this book was about, of course, Alice Delaware. He is the main character in all of these books. He is a psychologist who is like in his early 30s. He was like a genius or whatever, and he basically went through college really fast, started his own business, worked for, I want to say he worked for CIA or somebody. He worked for some government, and then he ended up retiring really, really early. So basically he has been doing nothing for months, and then somebody asked him to help with a case. So basically it's about this doctor who got murdered, and the only person who saw the murder is a 7-year-old named Melanie. But yeah, it was a pretty good book. It started off kind of slow. I noticed that most of his books start off really slow, and but they get good towards the end. I mean, it's a good story, it's a good plot. I don't know if it's just his early writing and if he's gotten better throughout the years, so I'll just have to let you guys know. But he's a pretty good author, and I say I give this book like a 3 out of 5. I mean, there was really some slow parts and some really stuff that was just like really so I give it a 3 out of 5. And then his next book I read was The Blood Test. So the front of the book looks like this. Okay. And basically it's about this 5-year-old who has cancer, and his parents had him in the cancer ward, and then they was in some kind of cult or something where they didn't really believe in all this stuff. And you know how these cults and these religion people are, they may not believe in medicine, they may not believe in doing this stuff. So they believe that them giving him radiation and all that stuff would pollute his body, and he should only be using natural herby stuff. So one day they just took him out of the hospital. He just disappeared. Somebody kidnapped him out of the hospital. So basically Alex is friends with the guy who is treating the patient, and he wants him to help him find the patient, to find out what the parents did with the patient, where is the patient. So basically it's 2 parents, the son and the daughter. So all of them disappeared one day. Somebody came in, took the child, and then everybody was gone. They went to the hotel looking for the parents and the sister and the son, and they found like blood in the hotel room. So they don't know if it's a struggle, if somebody killed the family, or what is going on. So this was a really good book. It was better, really better than the first one. I give this one a 4.5 out of 5. It still was some slow parts, but this was a lot better, a lot more fast paced, and it's really shocked at the end, like what is going on, and you be like, really, all of that from this? But this was a really good one. So then the third book I read by Kellerman was called Over the Edge. Over the Edge, and basically this is what the cover looks like. Okay, and so Over the Edge is about a patient of his that he treated when he was younger. He was a genius. So basically this patient is a young age, and he's a genius. It's because he's a genius he can't relate with adults. Adults basically fear him, or they don't like to be around him because they're smarter than he's smarter than they are, even at the age of 5. Like, these children are young, and they're like genius, have like 100s and something of their whatever the IQ test is, and so they're basically graduating college when they're like 16 and shit. So basically it's about this young boy that he treated years and years ago, and come to find out, like, the dad committed suicide. The mom had problems where she was like crazy or whatever it is, schizophrenic or something like that. So basically he took care of the child, then the child fell off. So in the middle of the night one night, this child from years ago, so he was like in his younger age when he treated him, now he's like older, like 20 something, and he calls him in the middle of the night telling me he need help and all this kind of stuff. And the call lasts for like 5 or 6 seconds. So then Alice Delaware has this friend in the book, this guy who is on the police force, who is his friend, and they he basically called him, asked him, does he know this child? And he was like, yeah, but of course his friend couldn't tell him anything about the case. So he decides to give at 3 o'clock in the night, drive hundreds of miles to wherever this child is committed to. And when he gets there, he finds out the child has broken out, or the adult, he's an adult now, has broken out of the place, and nobody know where he is. And there's this mass hunt for him, and somehow they've connected him with these serial killings. So now they think the adult who's broken out is the serial killer of this killing that's been going on. It's called the lavender killing, because the person who kills everybody leaves this lavender silk fabric at every scene. And basically it's just this whole thing about trying to find out where he is he the one who's really killing people, trying to track down the traces of that night of where he's going. So I give this one a 5 out of 5. It was a really good story, and it has some really good plots and very good like shocking scenes into it where you like, really? And stuff you just wouldn't think. So I really like that one. I give that one a 5 out of 5. And the next 2 books I read were Cinder and Scarlet. Okay, so everybody knows, you know, Cinder. I don't have the cover for it. It came like this, sorry. And Scarlet. I don't think I have a cover for Scarlet either. Come on here, right? Yeah, I don't have the cover, but the cover came like this on my ebook. So basically, Cinder and Scarlet. This is the Lunar Chronicles. There's going to be 4 books. And, you know, Marissa Meyer, you need to write faster, sweetie, because I need to know what happens next. Like, I can't wait for Crest, and I can't remember what the other one. Crest doesn't come out till 2014. Like, I should have never read this if I knew the mess wasn't out yet. Why didn't you guys warn me, okay? Because, like, Cinder, I read it in like 2 days. Like, it was fast-paced, boom, boom, boom. I could not put that book down. It was fabulous, and I give both of these books 5 out of 5 stars. Scarlet was a little bit slower, but then it picked up, and it was just like, wow, really, what's going on? So basically, Cinder, everybody should know, is a plague going on. It's a new world, and Cinder is an android, and they live in New Beijing, and she basically is the story of Cinderella. Everybody knows that. And she has these 2 stepsisters, and she has a stepmother, and then, you know, they make her, she's a mechanic, so she pays her way by working in the little flea market or whatever market is, fixing people's machines. And her stepmother just evil, takes all her money, doesn't never give her anything, you know, lets her walk around with subpar cyborgic legs and arms and things, doesn't pay for her to have state-of-the-art stuff, because her mother basically despises her for, the stepmother thinks that she's the reason that her husband's died, because he went and adopted a cyborg child, and then he caught this disease called Luna something. It's some kind of disease that the people from the moon bring down to Earth, and they don't realize that they were carriers of the disease, and the Earth people are dying because of the disease. So basically the husband caught it, and so the stepmother blames it on Cinder, the reason why her husband died. And then, you know, Cinder is close with the youngest sister called Penelope, something like that, Peony, something like that. But basically she catches it too, and then she dies. So the stepmother just irate at this point. And basically Cinder meets the prince. He comes down to her shop because he finds out she's the best mechanic in all of New Beijing, and he wants her to fix his android, and he gets smitten with her. And, you know, they have this dialogue of, you know, yeah, I'm here to fix the machines, no, I'm not here to fix the machines, blah blah blah. So basically after Pinoni dies, the stepmother decides to volunteer her for this research, and the research is for cyborgs. And what they do is they volunteer their cyborgs or whoever to be in this research to find a cure for this disease. And so basically find out that she gets for the research, they take her away, and then she comes to find out, you know, this is a spoiler, so, you know, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the rest of this. So basically she finds out that she's Lunar. She thought she was human and she's not human. So the bad thing is they hate lunars and they hate cyborgs. And guess what? She's both. So they hate the hell out of her. Okay? So basically, you know, the lunar queen wants to come down and take over Earth so she can just destroy everything, kill the prince, and just make the humans her slave, is what it basically is. So that's Cinder. And so at the end of that one, Cinder gets put in jail. So it starts off in Scarlet with Cinder in jail, and with Scarlet, who is all the way the other side of the world, that her grandmother disappears, and Scarlet basically, at the end of the Scarlet, her and Cinder hook up, and then it's going on to the third book, which I can't wait for. So basically I give these both 5 out of 5 stars. And I know I rambled on and on and on. Sorry about that. So basically those are the 5 books I read. And so that's a pretty good reading month for me. You know, I read in spurts, as I said. So some months I may not read. So my April to be read is going to be first in any kind of series. Whether it's a trilogy, series, any kind of series, is going to be the first book in all these series, and a continuation of John Kellerman. Okay, so the first book I'm going to read is called Nobody. So basically this is what the cover looks like, and I think this is a standalone book, and I'm actually halfway through this book. And Nobody is about a 16-year-old who is a killer. Basically, he's grown up. They got him when he was 5. They trained him up in the way he should be a killer. So basically he's an assassin, so I was slow as hell. And I was like, and it's like the author just kept repeating everything over and over and over and over again. I'm only in page, I think there's like 300 some page. I'm on page 300, so I only have a little ways to go. And it's okay. I mean, I'll probably give it like 3 stars so far, but I'm not finished reading it yet. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Nobody needs to get it together. It's, you know, it sounds like a good concept, but it's not what I thought it would be. The next series book I want to read is Shatter Me. And I hate this cover. I don't know why the cover with the eye didn't come on here, but Shatter Me. And Shatter Me is about a girl who can't be touched. She got some kind of something where people can't touch her or they die and strange things happen, is from what my understanding is. Next book I want to read is called The Pledge. And it's basically about these group of people. I guess it's on Earth. I don't know if it's on Earth or what, but my concept is there's different classes of people. In each class, each person speaks a different language. So if you're in the upper class, somebody in the lower class can't understand you because upper class speaks a different language. And that's how they distinguish who is which class, by what language you speak. So a person down at the bottom can't speak to somebody at the top because basically, you know, you ain't nobody. You can't be talking to me at the top. So there's a girl who's been hiding this secret that she can speak all the languages. Okay, a boy who speaks a language that she never heard of, and her secret is exposed. Okay, so basically I haven't read it yet. It sounds very, very good. I'm hoping that it's good like it sounds, and the concept that it has goes the same. Okay, and so this is the cover for The Pledge. And then the next book I'm going to read is The Heist Society. I heard this is really good. It basically is about this teenager who, ever since she was little, her family stole stuff. So basically this is a group of people who like to steal and do heists. So I think she decided to quit when she got in high school or something like that, or college. And basically somebody stole something and they blame it on her family. So now she has to get back into the family business to clear their name, and she just recruits all of these other teenagers to help her, or college people, I can't remember, their teenage college, to help her clear her family name by stealing back whatever it was of stolen. So that sounds good. And then the last book I'm going to try to read this month is another John Kellerman, and it's called Silent Partner. And this book is about Alex. He meets up with this lady that he used to have a love affair with back in the day. She come to him, she meets her at this party, and then she basically tells Alex that she needs help, but Alex didn't pay her any attention because she basically broke his heart. I think broke his heart in the past. So the next day he find out she dead. Okay, so obviously she did need some help, or she would be dead. And so basically he's plunged into this guilt and sadness. So he starts to look into her life and find out why she dead and what happened. Okay, so those are my March to read. Those are the books I read in March. These are the books I'm going to try to read in April. So we'll see how many I get through. And I will see you guys later. Bye.